Okay, okay, okay. Once again, good morning, each and every one of us. So today we have like some special guests. We'll be listening to Matt Morris. We'll be listening to one of our top leader, Elias Mokosi, on how to tell your story as a network marketer. So let's listen to Mr. Matt Morris first on the topic highest potential.
Hey, Matt Morris, welcome to the Unemployed Millionaire Show. Coming to you from Las Vegas. I'm at the Mirage Hotel, rented out the penthouse suite on the top floor here, and just crazy nice living room. The nice bedroom, got a jacuzzi. The room kind of walks around. Closet and bathroom and all that back there. And if you come out here, pretty cool view of the strip. Evidently at night, the volcano erupts there. So very, very excited. And the purpose of this video is not to brag about my room. I did that anyway, but that's not the purpose of the video. The purpose of the video is really to talk about why I'm here in Vegas. And I'm here in Vegas, number one, because I'm speaking at Eric Worre's GoPro Recruiting Mastery event. There'll be about 8,000 people. There's a 6- and 7-figure summit that starts today and tomorrow that will for 6- and 7-figure earners that we'll do before that. And, I'm here because I'm speaking at the event. But if I wasn't speaking at the event, I would be here. And I'm telling you why I would be here. Regardless of whether I'm speaking or not. One, I've attended the event the last couple of years, and I attend a lot of events. People think I'm a little crazy because year after year after year after year, I just keep going to personal development events. I keep going to training events, and they're like, people are like, Matt, you've reached the highest levels. You've built a team of well over 500,000 people in the last 5.5 years. You've made millions of dollars. Why do you keep going to all these events? And it's pretty simple. It's because I want to live up to the highest potential that God has for me. And I can't live up to that potential unless I fill my mind with information that I don't know. See, here's what's true for you. Here's what's true for me is we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. And so I'm coming to this event, and do I know what I'm going to learn? No, not at all. But I know I'm going to learn something. And it may just be one little thing that I get out of this event, and that one little thing may allow me to build a team of an extra 10,000 people in the next year, or 100,000 people over the next couple of years. And so the way I look at it, when it comes to going to personal development events, when it comes to investing in your most important asset in the world, your mind, I look at it almost as if I can't afford not to go. If there's an event where I know there are powerful speakers that have performed at the highest levels, and they're going to show me how they've had success, I literally cannot afford not to be there. And so stop looking at events, stop looking at education as an expense. What you want to start looking at as it's an expense if you don't invest in that education, because it's just the nature of our business. It's the formula for success I've talked about so many times. It's your financial vehicle multiplied by your effort multiplied by your skill. And so you want to make sure your skill is far and above everyone else out there if you want to perform at levels that are way above everyone else. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, got some value out of it. Share it around if you think it will add some value to others. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, definitely subscribe. Hop over to mattmorris.com, put your name and email address in, so you'll get my content that I only share by email. And as always, make life an adventure.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, out of everything he said, there are two things that stood out. Number one, he said, learning how to live your highest potential. The only way we can learn how to live our highest potential is by adding value to our life, by educating ourselves, attending events. Remember, the growth mindset, the day you stop growing, that day that day you start dying. He said for him to keep being able to keep building and expanding his business, he must keep learning. Some of us learn in education common data, which is the least investment you can do in yourself. Some of us are so selfish to ourselves that we even deny ourselves of greatness. A lot of people. So he's talking about what? Education. This is reward. It's no longer going to, it's about you attending events, attending meetings that will grow you. Out of how many thousand persons, look at how many people that are here. That will tell you that it's not everybody that are bound, that truly desire success. He said, if you truly desire success, then you must keep doing things to attain your highest potential that God has given you. You must be ready to keep learning. There is always something you don't know. And your ability to keep learning every day will give you the opportunity to do what? To learn and get that which will help you expand and grow in your business or in whatever it is you're doing in life. These are the two major things and areas he talked about. So those of us that are here, I know you penciled down some things that you grasped during his section. So I want us to listen to his video on creating our core value,
Morris here, and in this module, we're going to be talking about creating your core values. Now, this is really a piggyback to what we did in the last module on creating your definitions. And this is one of the most powerful exercises that you can go through is defining yourself and then following those definitions up with really what I would consider to be rules to live by that reinforce the powerful person that you are. Now, notice that I said the powerful person that you are. Now that we understand how our words create our identity, it's important to speak to yourself as if it's already a reality. So when you say things like, I am becoming a millionaire, or I will be a millionaire, what that says to your subconscious mind is you are not yet a millionaire. So it is much more powerful to say, I am a millionaire. Again, it's lying to your subconscious mind so that your subconscious works to make it true. And again, this is not about lying or inflating the truth to anyone else. This is only about how you're speaking to yourself. So back to core values. Now, here's a quote that I really believe in. Success comes from creating powerful personal values and aligning your life to be congruent with those values. Now, it's interesting that most successful major corporations, if you look at companies like Zappos, Whole Foods, Southwest Airlines, Google, and just about every Fortune 500 company out there, they have a list of core values for their company. So any corporate consultant, any top executive is going to tell you that the companies who live by a powerful core values list are much more likely to create long-term success. So here's what's fascinating. If that's a common factor for corporate success, why is it that almost no one out there defines a set of core values for their own personal lives to live by? Now, personally, I believe that having a personal core values list makes you just much more happy. It makes you more fulfilled. It leads to a prosperous life. It gives you significance. And having a personal core values list, it really determines your priorities. And really, it can be kind of a measure for you to tell if you're living the life that you want to live. Now, when your actions match up with your personal core values list, life tends to be good. You experience more happiness, more fulfillment. When your actions don't match up with your values, that tends to lead to disappointment. So, it's also in a way, core values almost make life easier. So life is easier because if you've established a criteria to live by, decisions are easier to make because you can always ask what decisions are in alignment with my personal core values. Now, when you've established those, you can use those rules to make decisions on how to live your life. So things that may come up like, should I do business with that person? Should I attend that training? Should I help this particular person? Should I date or marry this person? How should I feel when certain situations come up? How should I communicate with my team? The list is just endless. And when you've taken the time to establish your core values, you can always refer to that list to know if the decision is going to lead to the ultimate life that you want to live. Now, before we get into how to create the list, I'm going to encourage you to post this values list somewhere where you're going to read it every day. if you don't keep the list in front of you, chances are you're going to forget it. Now, I post mine right on my laptop, so I see it every day. It's right there. Now, if you don't spend a lot of time on your computer, maybe post it to your day planner. Put it as an image on the homepage of your computer or on the homepage of your phone, or really just anywhere where you're going to see it every day. Now, having the list in front of you regularly, it's going to create a constant reminder of how to live. Now, I'll give you not because you should adopt these values. I'm just going to show you my current list of core values. And as you're creating the list, the one thing to keep in mind, stay away from any hard and fast rules. Now, I'm just going to give you mine. I am grateful to God. Now, I personally believe that by having gratitude, that eliminates a lot of the negative emotions that I used to experience on a regular basis. So things like jealousy, envy, if I'm experiencing any of those types of emotions, that's me having a lack of gratitude to God. So when I stay grateful, that keeps me centered, it keeps me happy. Next one, I have fun. See, life is, for me, an adventure. Life should be exciting. Life should be fun. We only have one time around the planet here, so make it fun. Next, smile as much as possible. So again, no rules. If you look at the traditional values, you wouldn't necessarily consider smiling to be a personal value the way most people would think of it. But I put that in there as it's kind of like a physical value, because for me, smiling creates more happiness. It creates more confidence. It also creates more likability, and it also creates a lot of other positive benefits. Now, here's the next one. I wow others with my love and generosity. So you want to be a blessing to other people. Again, it's life and fulfillment. It's not about what you get, it's what you give. The more you give, the more it comes back to you. Next one, I am authentic and honest. So one of the things that I used to catch myself doing is kind of overinflating my opportunity, or overinflating how easy it is or how simple it is to go out and build the business. And so for me, this keeps me in alignment with my own integrity. Next, I love adventure. So this is a big one for me. And the fact that I love adventure, I can create whatever definitions I want for what adventure is. So, one of my definitions for what adventure is challenges. Anytime a challenge comes up in my life, I look at that challenge and say, okay, here's a new adventure for me. And since I love adventure, adventure leads to happiness for me. And so I can have challenges come up. I can have problems come up where most people are going to be knocked down. They're going to be laying in the fetal position. And I'm excited because it's an adventure for me to overcome. Next one, compliment others a lot, complimentary. What I've found is the more that you compliment others, the more they like you. It's a powerful, powerful way to live in network marketing. Now, I'm not saying you don't necessarily need to put this in for you, but it's something that I found myself lacking a little bit in. I was not edifying properly to people on my team. And so, this was a reminder years ago when I put this down, is to always be in the mindset of complimenting others, of edifying people, of, doing what great leaders do. And that's bringing out the best in others, building other people's belief. Next one, I pursue Kaizen. Again, a value that most people would probably never have. Kaizen is constant and never-ending improvement. It's the Japanese art of constant and never-ending improvement. And so this is always about moving forward. It's always about growing in life. And what I think is true is if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're green, you're growing. If you're ripe, you're rotten. I never want to get to the place where I've arrived. I've always got more learning to do. I can always become a better person. Next one, I am energetic and filled with life. So this is a reminder. Sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit down with my energy, I can look at my core values and say, you know what, energy, a lot of your energy is having to do with your mindset. And so I can just say, you know what, I'm energetic, I'm filled with life. That helps me become the person that I want to become. Next one, I'm confident and self-assured. So there's going to be moments in all of our lives where we have maybe a little bit of a lack of belief in ourselves. And so this is a reminder for me to be confident, to step through any fears. And, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is having fear, but doing it anyway. Being self-assured, just reminding myself to always be, confident with who I am as a person. Now, keep in mind, these values for me have changed a lot over the years. For instance, my number one, it used to be happiness, but I eventually didn't feel the need to have that on my list. I didn't have the need to be reminded to be happy, because what I found is by following the other values on my list, it made me happy anyway. So in creating your list, here's a powerful question to ask. Number one, which core values, if you live them every day, would lead to the ultimate life you desire? Here's another question. Which core values, if you live them every day, would lead to the feeling you desire to have? And one more as it relates to network marketing specifically. Which core values, if you live them every day, would lead you to becoming the leader that you desire to be? So the life you desire to have, the feelings that you desire to have, and the leader that you desire to be. If you're wondering how many core values you should create, my recommendation is to create anywhere from 6 or 7 up to a maximum of 10. Now, the tendency we have is to want to list out 20 or 30 different values to live by. But here's what happens. If you create more than 10, you end up losing focus because you're trying to focus on just too many different things. So it's going to be a lot more powerful to have a smaller list, a maximum of 10, in my opinion. Now, I personally create 10 because I figure if God gave Moses the 10 commandments, if 10 is a good number for God, it's a good number for me. Now, also realize that some of the values you put on your list may not be the values that you're exactly living by today. Now, don't feel awkward about putting them down, because the first step to creating change is defining who you want to be. Now, by defining it, putting it on paper and having it posted where you're going to see it every day, you've got a constant reminder of how you need to be, the actions you need to take to get the result that you want. So it's time to get to work. Stop now and take the time to create your core values. This should not be a...
Okay, so attaining your highest potential, attaining our highest potential, and 2, creating a core value. He gave us examples of core value. He gave us about 7. In fact, 2 that caught my interest the most is being confident and self-assured, being energetic, and living a fulfilling life. Those 2 work together hand in hand. I know we've done this sometime last year. So I need each and every one of us to go revisit our core value. If you're here, you've not set a core value for yourself. I know we did it early this year, January, we did something like that. Yes, we did it. So going back to revisit your core value of what you stand for, and ensure that the life you're living is in alignment with who you want to be, who you have to be in order to create the kind of results you want in life. It's very, very important. Very, very important. So I need each and every one of us to share with me one thing you learned. We just have 4 minutes because I want to go and teach us about our dashboard. Wow, they've taken the light. I want to visit our DTC. Oh, okay, I'll leave that training. Tomorrow we're going to do tomorrow being Wednesday, we're going to listen to how to create our story, how to tell our story in network marketing. That's for Wednesday. Thursday, I'm going to teach us, repeat our training on our DTC dashboard. So do not miss it. There are updated things on our DTC. Friday, I'll be teaching us about our products, intense products, and even the new products that is yet to arrive, that is yet to go into circulation. It has arrived in Nigeria, but it's still undergoing registration. So tomorrow we'll be talking about how to tell our story. On Thursday, we'll go to training on DTC. Friday, we'll do a products training. Then next week, we are going to focus on presentation skills, how to improve and sharpen our presentation skills. Okay, so those of you that will be watching this recorded program, ensure to state your summary, submit to our various WhatsApp group, and give me your own new set of values that you created for yourself. So I'll be stopping here so that I can attend to those on Zoom. Okay, so that we can share what we learned and we'll talk about income generating activity.